What's going on, everyone? This is Jay from Premier Gaming and Entertainment, here to bring to you my takeaway and analysis video for this week's game versus New Mexico. Before I get started, if you can, please leave a like on the video, as it definitely helps out the channel. Let me know how you felt about the game in the comment section below. Were you happy with the results? Were you disappointed? Were you somewhere in between? Let me know how you felt about the game in the comment section below. And always, if you enjoy my content, definitely subscribe to the channel. Anyways, on to the video itself, my thoughts about the game. So, let me first preface everything by saying I understand that it was only New Mexico, but you have to look at it from this standpoint as well. When you're comparing, how things were for this game, I know it's just one game, but comparing it to last year, you have to look at it and say, okay, there's several teams on Michigan's schedule from last year that I would say were on par with the level of play of New Mexico. So regardless of how you feel about how New Mexico is, and by the way, we don't even know how good New Mexico is as a team. It's a big unknown. I know how they were last year, but that was last year. Different players, different coaching staff. This is the coaching staff that last year almost beat Oregon on the first, when they played them. This is the coaching staff from Idaho. So, and a lot of these players are actually transfers that transferred from that team that almost, beat Oregon last year. So we don't know how good or bad this New Mexico team is. So that, weighs into how this game went. But regardless of that, you have to look at it and say that, especially we'll start from an offensive standpoint, definitely, that things look a lot more promising. I mean, for starters, we have a quarterback. I mean, I know that's obvious, but, we didn't necessarily know how well he was going to play. He is a freshman. He just turned 18. And, this is his first start at this level. So regardless of the competition, we just didn't know how well he was going to play. And, I feel he played very well. I mean, he did make a few mistakes, missed a few throws, but all in all, just, very poised, very accurate, for the most part, made good decisions with the football. He can make all the throws, and obviously the coaching staff has full confidence in him. I was pleasantly surprised and pleased with how well he played in this game. Especially that 2-minute drive that he had at the end of the first half to widen the score. I thought that was really impressive. So, overall, the offense, I was definitely pleased. A huge step up. They look, and I know it's just New Mexico. I understand that, but they had some explosive plays, especially from Justice Haynes, who looked really, really good, fast. Definitely a home run hitter, and I think 2 of his plays went for longer than any of the longest plays that we had last year for the whole entire year. So things have definitely stepped up. I think Bryce went for about 250 something yards passing. I know that was more than anyone did last year by a huge margin, and that's in his first game. Wide receivers look much better, but there's room for improvement. I'm glad that we got this first game out the way, and it was a good stepping stone to next week, which is definitely going to be a challenge. So I'm glad that we were able to get this game in, give Bryce, a lot of reps, whatever nervousness that he may have had, as starting for the first time. He got all that out the way, played well, and to be honest with you, score should have really been 34-10. New Mexico was definitely gifted that second touchdown. First of all, that targeting call was terrible. It wasn't targeting, not by what I feel the definition is, not even close. So that shouldn't have been a call. And then the no call, or what should have been an incomplete pass, they called a catch, which allowed the drive to continue. So two instances where they allowed the drive to continue and they were able to score. So really the game should have been 34-10. I understand that that's not, the exciting score that we were expecting, where we were going to blow them out the water. But at the end of the day, you win and you move on. I feel as though, the coaching staff, as long as they feel satisfied with what got accomplished on the field, that's all that matters. So it don't matter whether we scored 70 points or scored 34 points, as long as whatever goals that they had, whatever boxes that need to be checked were checked, it is what it is. But yeah, definitely a lot more explosive on offense, a lot of big plays. My concerns, though, are on defense. I understand it was, last year it took a little bit of time for us to figure things out on defense. And it looks like that's going to be the same thing again for this year. But yeah, just, a lot of bad penalties, some missed assignments, giving up big chunk plays, stuff like that. All of that has to be tightened up, because we can't play the way that we played this game next week and expect it to be the same result. We're on the road, we're going into a tough environment. So we have to be playing, at our best. And I don't feel as though we played our best, especially on defense. So that has to get tightened up. Also, the offensive line, obviously they run blocking anyways, for the most part, was decent. They were able to, allow, us to get those two long runs. But pass protection wise, we gave up a few sacks. That can't happen. So that has to be fixed. But all in all, I'm happy with the results. Like I said, some things have to be tightened up. Some things have to be worked on. But at the end of the day, we got the victory. I'm satisfied with that. No one got hurt or anything like that. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Barham, whether or not, I'm sure Michigan is going to appeal the targeting call. Hopefully get that reversed so he'll be there for the first half of, next week's game. Because, like I said, that's to me, that's weak sauce as far as the targeting call goes. In my opinion, I don't think that's targeting, but, I guess that's the rule. I've always hated the rule. I've made a video on it saying that I think, the targeting call is it's stupid. But I guess when you're trying to protect players and player safety and all that, I guess I see the point of it. But not in this instance. So anyways, that's it for the video. I did watch most of the game. I was actually working, and more listened to the game than watch the game. So I'm going to rewatch it again in its entirety probably tomorrow. And if there's anything that I miss, I'll make a video about it. But I think for the most part, I caught everything that I needed to catch. There were some times I missed because I had to leave what I was watching and go do stuff. So there may be stuff that I missed that I may want to talk on and speak on, but we'll see. Anyways, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. As always, leave a like on the video as it definitely helps the channel out. If you made it this far, let me know how you felt about the game in the comments section below. And if you enjoy my content, definitely subscribe to the channel. Anyways, thank you for watching, and as always, go blue.